Welcome back to One Guy, One Course, One Disc. We are here today at Loudon Municipal Park in Loudon, Tennessee. We're checking out their disc golf course here. So let's go take a look at the course. Hole 1 is a 358-foot par 3 that's going to go downhill 36 feet. It's a pretty wide open shot, so either forehand or backhand, whatever is best for you. I would probably suggest doing something that's going to end right, so that way you're going away from the wood line, because if you get into those woods, it's pretty thick in there. And once you finish hole number 1, hole number 2 is going to be behind you to the left back up the hill. Hole 2 is a 402-foot par 3 that's going to go downhill 23 feet. It's going to be about 100 feet to get to this gap, and then it's going to bend slightly to the left. And you'll find the basket by these two trees here that are kind of in the middle of the frame. But once you finish hole number 2, hole 3 will be straight ahead of you to the right. Hole 3 is a 199-foot par 3 that's placed straight ahead of you. The only real obstacle is this low-hanging tree, so you do got to keep it low coming into the basket. But once you finish hole number 3, hole 4 is going to be behind us to the left. Hole 4 is a 247-foot par 3 with a slight turn to the right. It's pretty open most of the way, with the basket being tucked away in this little opening in the trees. Once you finish hole number 4, hole 5 is going to be behind us to the left. Hole 5 is a 297-foot par 3 that's going to bend to the left. You're going to need to go about 128 feet before you want to start to turn to the left. There is a straight gap, but it is very tight, so coming around this tree here, it's going to be a lot easier of a shot. But once you finish hole number 5, hole 6 is going to be to the right. Hole 6 is a 188-foot par 3 that's going to be straight. You're going to have to throw it low to keep it out of the trees. But once you finish hole 6, hole 7 is going to be to your left. Hole 7 is a 221-foot par 3 that's going to have a very low tee shot with that branch right ahead of you. It's going to have a slight turn to the right. But once you finish hole number 7, hole 8 is going to be to your left up the hill. Hole 8 is a 163-foot par 3 that goes straight with a slight right finish. Just be careful because the tee pad is slanted down the hill. But once you finish hole number 8, hole 9 is going to be straight ahead of us. Hole 9 is a 248-foot par 3 that's going to go uphill 15 feet. It's about 111 feet to get to the top of this hill, and then it's flat the rest of the way to the basket. Just be careful coming in too hard because there is a significant drop behind the basket, so your disc could easily go way past. But once you finish hole 9, hole 10 is going to be to our right behind us. Hole 10 is a 291-foot par 3 that's going to go downhill 31 feet. It's 109 feet to get to this tree that's right here on the right. This fairway will cross over 1 and go by hole 18 as well, so please be careful when throwing off of 10, hole 1 and 18. But once you finish hole 10, hole 11 is straight ahead of us to the right. Hole 11 is a 245-foot par 3 that's fairly open all the way to the basket. There are a few trees we have to miss, but if you put something out to the right and let it crash back to the left, you shouldn't have a problem with the trees. But once you finish hole 11, hole 12 is going to be behind us to the left. Hole 12 is a 253-foot par 3 that's going to go uphill 10 feet. It's another wide open straight shot. But once you finish hole 12, hole 13 is going to be to your right. Hole 13 is a 93-foot par 3 that has this first tree at 39 feet in front of the tee pad. It's going to bend slightly to the right and then back to the left. But once you finish hole 13, hole 14 will be straight ahead of you. Hole 14 is a 108-foot par 3 that's going to go uphill 8 feet. It's fairly straight for the first part of it and then a slight bend to the left. But once you finish hole 14, hole 15 is going to be to your right. Hole 15 is a 98-foot par 3 that's going to require a flex line to get close to the basket. But once you finish hole 15, hole 16 is right to your right. Hole 16 is a 129-foot par 3 that's going to be a slight turn to the left pretty much the whole way to the basket. But once you finish hole 16, hole 17 will be straight ahead of us down the path. Hole 17 is a 172-foot par 3 that's going to go downhill 10 feet. It's going to slight turn to the left to get to the basket. But once you finish hole 17, hole 18 is going to be to your right just outside of the woods. Hole 18 is a 120-foot par 3 that's going to go uphill 21 feet. It's fairly open if you stay to the right. If you try to go left, you do have to contend with the wood lines. But once you finish hole 18, the parking lot is going to be off to your left. Just a slight PSA. If you do get an ace, please mark your own discs. Don't mark up the tee signs or the baskets at courses. Now that you've seen the course, let's take a look at today's disc. It is going to be, I know the stamp doesn't really say much, but it's a Streamline Echo. It's a 5.5 minus 1.51. So let's see how it flies. Oh, come on. No. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, too far to the right. Come back left. Come back left. A little harder. Oh, that was bad. So there you have the Streamline Echo at Loudon Municipal Park. As far as the Echo goes, I do this channel for two reasons. One is to help beginners hopefully find discs they can use, but also to find discs that I like. And I actually really like this disc. It was, turning right out of the box, had a little fade back. So I might have to do a throw off between this and my Buzz SS, which I currently bag, because I really like the feel of it. I thought the plastic was a little slippery at first, but it seemed to come out just fine. So definitely, if you're looking for a mid-range with a little turn and some fade, check out the Streamline Echo. As far as Loudon Municipal Park goes, if it's crowded, definitely don't come here. There's a lot of intersecting fairways, tee pads close to baskets. It's just, there's potential for danger here. But if it's empty, it's a good little course. I think 350-ish is the longest hole, maybe 400. There's some short technical holes and just some long kind of throw it hard kind of holes. So, but yeah, definitely you got to be careful here if there's lots of people. Other than that, it's a good park. So, till next time, off to the next course.